Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group N5 BA1112B and we will present the effect of COVID-19 outbreak on paddy production in Malaysia, which is we will focus on short run production. The group members that were involved in this presentation are Ashura binti Muhammad Kaharudin, Nur Alia Natasha binti Zulkifli, Nur Liana Wahida binti Nazaruddin, and me myself Aina Dira binti Abdul Rahim. Furthermore, this presentation was prepared for our ECO162 lecturer, which is Sir Muhammad Azlan bin Abdul Majid. So let's start our presentation with the introduction about this topic. Production is one of the important aspects in the economy. So firms have the role of producing and supplying goods and services to households and earning income. Therefore, production means a process that combines the factors of production such as labor, land, capital, and entrepreneur to produce goods and services. The production of goods and services aim at fulfill the needs and wants of consumer. It can also be defined as a process of changing the form of input to output. For example, paddy will be harvested and then processed into rice, which involve added value in the output production process. Input are factor of production used in the production process to produce goods and services. It can also be divided into two types, namely fixed input and variable input. While output is the goods or service produced in the production process. It can also consist of intermediate goods or final goods. Next, production period in the economic context is not based on a certain number of years, but refers to the ability of a firm to change the quantity of fixed input in the production process. In this report, we only focus on short-run production. Short-run production refers to a period when there exists at least one fixed input in the production process. In the short run, firms are unable to adjust production levels or change production capacity according to market demands. The output level can only be changed by changing the variable input quantity. Last but not least, the production function describes the amount of input required to produce a certain quantity of output at a given technological level. Through the production function, the producer is able to identify the most efficient combination of production factors to produce a particular level of output.
Hi, before we start, let me explain first what is short run. Short run is a period in which there is a combination of at least one fixed input with one or more variable inputs. So, let we continue to our main point, which is the theory of short run production and cost. Production generally an activity which involves utilizing production factors or scarce resources to produce goods and services to satisfy the needs and wants of society. In other words, production is a process of transformation input to output. There are four production functions. First, entrepreneur, which is a person who coordinates and organizes all other factors of production and absorbs the risk to produce goods or services to earn the maximum profit. The second one is capital, such as plant, equipment, building, stores, which is this capital used as tools to produce goods and services. Other than that, the third one, which is labor. Labor is human effort that is used in the production of goods or services. For example, factory workers or pilot. And the last one is land, which is the natural resources on earth used to produce goods or services. Air, sea, forest, sunlight, and soil are some of the example resources of land. Alright, now let's move on to the next section, which is law increasing and diminishing marginal returns. There are a few types of law here. First, law of diminishing returns. It's referred to the short-run production function where there is at least one fixed factors or input. It's also known as the law of variable proportion. Number 2, law of diminishing marginal returns is associated with the total product, average product, and marginal product. And the third one is the law of increasing marginal return. It is the range of increasing marginal returns refer to the range over which marginal product is increasing. Alright, from that figure, there are 3 stages happen in this production. First one, at the stage 1, it develops as the average product rises, where the marginal product of the variable input grow as more as the variable input is added to the fixed input. Consider to the graph, the slope of the total product curve is positive. The second one, at the stage 2, short run production is characterized by diminishing marginal returns and nonetheless positive. The variable input reduces as more of the variable input is added to the fixed input. The third one is the stage 3, where negative marginal returns causes it to fall low, that is become the negative at this level, and it has reached its peaks and now descending lower. Now we are here at the short run cost production. First of all, we must know what is cost. Cost is referred to the fee or charge incurred in the manufacturing of items. As a result, it covers all costs from the moment raw materials are delivered until the time of final goods are delivered to the wholesaler. In economics, the cost of production is described as the expenses to get the factors or input of production that are required in the manufacturing product, such as labor, land, and capital. Here are 2 types of costs, which is fixed costs and variable costs. Fixed costs are those that do not vary with production volume, such as depreciation, insurance, rent, interest, and salaries. On the other hand, variable costs are those that change as total cost to the organization as output changes, like the number of items or services produced, such as power, materials, stores, wages are few examples. There are few examples of combination curve figures that related to the fixed cost curve, variable cost curve, total cost curve, marginal and average cost curve, and so on. So that's all from me. Let me invite the other presenter to present their parts. Thank you.
Paddy is an important crop in Malaysia and it is vital for the nation's food security. Apart from this, the statistics also has proven that the paddy industry in Malaysia has generated stable income for the country. The main role of paddy farmers is to provide a sufficient food supply to the country. With this agricultural sector, paddy has always been considered an important commodity because it is the main staple for the nation. In Malaysia, the COVID-19 epidemic has checked the resilience of the agricultural sector, especially the Malaysian paddy industry, as the country imports 30% of all its overall consumption from different parts of the world. In addition, rice is a staple food and a strategic industry in Malaysia. Due to its importance, the rice industry has received special attention from the government. Besides its social, economic, political significance, such as poverty eradication, rice was recently placed as the most important food crop for ensuring the nation's food security. So this graph shows the paddy planted area in Malaysia from 1961 to 2005. The ground of rice has expanded consistently up to its top at 766,000 hectares in 1972 and began to decrease continuously to 711,000 hectares in 1988. It at that point has been steady inside the extent of 640,000 to 700,000 hectares. While this bar chart shows the production of paddy in Malaysia from 2013 to 2019, it shows upward, and also downward. Developing countries such as Malaysia have felt the warmth of this rice demand. The farming service indicated that Malaysia imported 740,000 tons of rice final year, which fetched them RM1.18 billion. As a result, the government beefed up its endeavors by making the National Agricultural Policy.
The table shows the relationship between fixed and variable inputs with the total product, average product, and marginal product in paddy production. The total product continuously increasing as the firm adds the amount of labor. If the firm employs additional labor after reaching the maximum total product, the firm will suffer losses because the labor is more than sufficient.
After listening all my group point, I also want to explain my conclusion part. And many sectors of the country are affected by impact of COVID-19 disease. Among of them, the paddy farm sector also serve loss. The reason that affected by production on paddy in Malaysia are limited while the demand is high. And it causes a difficulty is meeting needs of users. Other than that, there are reducing of the labor force is reduced and cause many job loss to ensure social distancing is maintained. To conclude, this topic on the paddy production can categorize as a short-run production. There are a few factors based on short-run. The first one is a factor of production. The demand of involves utilizing production factor or scarce resources to produce a good and service. Other than that, type of input in short run of paddy based on variable cost, because a cost is depend on how much a firm choose to produce. So, the last word from our group is stay safe and stay home and obey the instruction given. Thank you very much.